It's green. That means go. All right. Well, it's great to be with you all here this morning. And the message of this song, I don't know if you guys remember, but last week we sang that song. And, kind of whenever you hear that song, whenever I hear that song, it's extremely powerful. And basically, it's my whole talk. It's what, I hope maybe even some embodiment of really knowing that we take with us here today is kind of an intention of mine, to really embody the truth of that song. And because I think through the practice of pulling together this whole talk, this whole sharing, whatever, it's like I've come to a feeling that we can actually fully embody in these physical forms, have that starlight, true, sparkling being self, be who we are in each moment. Even in our stumblings, we don't forget. Even in our self-judgment, we go, oh, I know. I don't know. But I know. I am. And I was going to say all that right there in the program, but it came flying right out. So I kind of want to go right back to the song for a minute. And just read a part of it to you. And sort of, holding this question and this reality in your mind during our time. Yeah. Could there be more to this life we call mine than a journey through space and time, a storyline, our life story, birth and living life and moving on? More to life than the body can sense and the mind can conclude from experience. Does who we begin, this is such a cool question, does who we are begin with breath, depend on form, and end with death? I think that's a really important question to look at. And it's like somehow when I see that question, I see the stream of the divine going through birth, death, life, and nothing changes in it. There's only this story that's happened somewhere, like the little blips of the heartbeat, going through our lives. I've often said in meditation and stuff to take a deep breath in and believe that that's the kiss of God and you're breathing in God and breathing in the one. But in a way, it's already always there. And to take that moment, to just be quiet with that, notice the breath a little more as a reminder, it's like this talk is a little bit about coming to the place where we notice the little places where God shoots the light through, where our higher self, where the one the being that is who we truly are is shining through. And there are so many clues that come to us through the day. And I think that if we just start paying attention to those clues and go, oh, there you are, beloved, there you are. Strip away those roles, those names, and tell me what remains. Who you really are. Who you really are. Okay. I'll put that there. So, so I see this song, and what I'm talking about right now is kind of my heart song. So think that's enough to say about that. And it's the story of my inner journey, but I think in a way it's the story of everybody's inner journey, you know. And that we have our ups and downs, and we know and we don't know, and we forget, we remember. Those moments of remembering are so wonderful. I was thinking this morning about that. That moment with, those moments when that light comes through and we remember and we go, oh, that's so wonderful. I have that. Devotion, knowing, longing, yearning, unveiling myself. This has been the journey from the time I was a little kid. And sort of the key of this talk, I think I've mentioned it already, is to know our own true nature and just embody that awareness in our lives, in our bodies, in our reality. And that's my practice. Okay? There's absolutely no way I can say that I am the master of the practice that I'm sharing with you. It's something we're all opening to more and more each day, and sometimes we know it wholly. I'm hoping we have an experience a little bit today of really wholly knowing that, and just rest in the ever unfolding spirals of heart opening. So it's always been about love. Life is it's just always been about love in some way. And I've come in these years to love, and to love because I know love is, for me, I know love is God. That is the essence of whatever brings that alive in me. That's the song. That's the song that the divine left in my body, in my being, in my I am presence that flows through me. So, standing in awe of moments where we glimpse eternity and the truth. So, as I said, this song's been singing in my heart since I was a little kid. But when I was 8 years old in a very Christian fundamentalist church, and I don't know how I got there, but I must have, had a temper fit or something and made my parents take me because they don't go to church and didn't go to church and they weren't there this Sunday. And I went to Sunday school, and I got done with Sunday school and walked out early, and I was standing in the back of the church. And this man in the front of the church goes, "Is there anyone here who would like to accept Jesus Christ as my Savior?" Or as, no, it was, accept Jesus Christ into your heart. Accept Jesus into your heart. And I went, oh, yeah. And this little 8-year-old girl goes running up the aisle to the front of the church. And, in that day, I did accept Jesus as my friend, as my guide, as my teacher. But they didn't think I was old enough to really make that claim at the time. But Anne called my parents and said, but so I don't think I got wounded there though, because it was just so true for me, And then I moved forward into Methodist Youth Fellowship when I was 16, and I got involved in the youth fellowship at our church and led, spirit time on Sundays in the evening. That's when we had our gatherings, and I lit candles and I read poems and things from the Bible and played music, And it's like I've kind of realized lately that that stream was in me, even though I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know anything about meditation or guiding people on a journey or any of that. So that's something that's just been singing in there most of my life. And then I got a little disappointed for a while in church and decided I'd try being an atheist for quite a few years, and And that didn't bother me when I first realized, well, if there's not God, then what is there? And then I went, what's the purpose of living? And I went, well, it's still good to be kind. It's still good to do unto others as, you would have them do unto you. It's still good to, love everyone, all the things that I believed. So I went, okay, you don't need God for that. That's what I said at the time. And then when I was about 28, 29 years old, I walked into this church one Sunday and had been guided to go to this church, amazingly, and through circumstance. And, they were singing like a John Denver song, and they were talking about Christ consciousness and healing and stuff I'd never heard of before, but went, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Something in me just said yes to that. And so I spent 4 years with that group, and it's where I learned, really started getting into some of the healing practices that I've done and channeling and other things that I've done, over the years. That was my initial foundation, which, the organization, the group, had some troubles after about 4 years, and I needed to move on, and it was very challenging. And after I got past the initial grief of that family ending, I went, well, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I still had all the gifts and all the awareness and everything that I had gained, and it didn't take me too long to be grateful for all that, and I was grateful for that. Yeah. So, and then there's just been always this longing, this yearning, who we really are, who am I truly? And wanting to really see, the divine in everyone, even if I don't like them, and I always thought I should like everybody, and I kind of still do. And God in every being is something that's really important to me. And that's kind of, I'm kind of at that place for myself right now of especially with everything that's in the world and whatever, and what's coming at us, if there's not some place we can fall back into that is our true nature, and that we know that everybody is that, then we're going to be running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to fix things in the old ways, right? I mean, at least that's how I see it. And I somehow think the key and the clue to moving through these times is to really, really practice and be able to drop into that place in a moment. And from that place we know the thing to say, and we know the thing to do, and what is ours to do. I believe that. I don't always remember. I often don't remember. I'm only talking about the stuff that I'm learning, not necessarily what I am fully as my personality self, embodying. But I'm getting closer and closer. So that kind of the last spiritual part of my journey that I came to was the Sufi path, which when I went to the dances of universal peace and people were in a circle and dancing around and looking at each other and say, I bow to you, my sister, I bow to you, my brother, yeah, Kabir, just blessing each other and singing all the phrases, all the songs of all the world, of all the traditions that all have the core of love and oneness, and that all beings all of that, it was another aha moment for me. Yeah, before I say anything more about that, it's like, I think it's important to tune into, and I kind of want maybe you to be, while I keep talking a little bit more, tuning into what are those aha moments for you? Where did those come from? From the trees, from nature, from a silent song that you're hearing inside of you, the highest note on a violin that's played so pure that it pierces your heart. Whatever those are, just love to have you sit for a moment and right in the next few moments, just let that arise, and we'll kind of open to maybe have some popcorn talk. So basically, when I found the dances and the Sufi path and connected with a beautiful being, many of you met him when he came here and spoke. And he, accepted me as his student. All of that, but basically just feeling what this path of the beloved, and that everyone, looking into the eyes of each person, I'm looking into the beloved, I'm looking into the one being, I'm looking into who I am. There's no separation. And I love that. It means a lot to me. So sacred music, Rumi poetry, Hafiz, all the Persian, wise poet people. They just those still do sing to me and sing to my heart. And the idea of being love, that's who we are. I don't think I really even got that idea until, I walked into the first Dances of Peace, or started walking that path. And basically it's a pathless path. It's inclusive of this, and this is it. This is my church. This is my. You're all Sufis, Everyone is really, and there's this thing that Rupert Spirit talks about, and it's called that. How we remember and we forget, we get elated and, this is going to stay forever, and then the next thing, comes up where you didn't stay there. And that there's this yearning, kind of how, you can probably hear that in my voice and my passion for this, there's always this yearning, and it's that stream. And Rupert Spira, I don't know if you know him, but he's kind of getting well known now. He's all over the internet if you want to look him up. But he talks about the infinite I am loving presence left a yearning and longing in our hearts, so that we could always feel that and then allow that to, and that would pull us forward, and that's in us as a message. And the way we attune to that is paying attention to those moments of awe and wonder. That's one of the ways. I was going walking the other day. I think I pushed a button. Am I back on?
Technology.
Am I back on? Anyway, I was going for a walk, and I found myself walking through the neighborhood. And, I was looking at the yards. I was looking, when are they going to clean that up, or when are they going to weed whack, or whatever. And then I was going, what a beautiful yard. And all of a sudden I got this moment where I went, aversion, aversion and appreciation, good, bad. I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it. Just all this, like whatever, has made me up through my, programming in my life. I have things I like and things I don't. And I'm going, who is that that's seeing this? And I went, well, and I looked up and there was a great big tree. Absolutely, its arms, its energy was out like this, but it wasn't all filled in. There was lots of light coming through it, and it was there going, here I am, and it just dropped down in me. And the rest of the time I kept walking. I didn't see another messy yard or another good yard. I just saw the trees, and I was connected with my I am presence. So I think this is a good point to move back to that question I said a minute ago. What opens you? What are those magic moments of awe? Those things that bring you back to where you could remember them, like when they happen, that they can be like, your I am presence saying, I know you, I am you. One person will start and then we'll be good. Jenny had her hand up.
Is this on? Press the button.
Hello? Oh, it's working.
No, press the button again.
It's, excuse me, it's why I come here. It's every time I come here, I learn something, and it does open me up. And I feel like this is a place I can come and be deepened. And that's what it's all about for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And every time you come, it's the same for us when seeing you come in, right? Yeah. It's one of those moments. I am that I am.
I think what just struck me is when I saw my baby for the first time, my daughter, who's now an adult, and then was blessed to have a second child who happened to be a boy. And their dad and I looked at each other and went, okay, we've got very bright, active kids. 2's good, right? Yes. But that precious 5-pound, 4-ounce baby, how could that be? How could she be? How could it be? It's impossible. Possible.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
It's
Melinda.
been a while since
Yeah.
I've seen some faces. This talk this morning is amazing because it really brought me into what I woke up to this morning. The song in
Alhamdulillah.
my heart. The song I woke up to this morning was called New Faith.
Mm-hmm.
And it enveloped me to a point that I glowed beyond what I've ever seen myself glow before. And I feel like with the song you had playing this morning, it's like, who am I? Mm-hmm. I've been asking myself that question for months. Who is the real me? And I think I'm finally discovering her. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, hallelujah. Susan.
I don't know who I was when I started, but I do know that I have to spend every day digging down deeper to find who I really am. Mm-hmm. And every day I continue to dig, I go deeper. And the deeper I go, the more I let other people just be who they are. But I just have to, every day, a little bit deeper. And I hope I don't ever stop, because I really want to find out who I really can be.
Well, I can tell you, you are amazing. To me, these experiences, these aha moments, are they're signs and catalysts for remembrance. That, you know, we don't find God in the church. We don't find God in the trees or the sky or on some other planet. We find God within. But God is playing hide and seek, I think, sometimes. And if you really want to hide within. Who would think to look? But we're remembering to look within. And I really appreciate your talk and the sharing and the whole thing that you're putting together here. The music is so incredibly inspiring, partly in that it included many, many people, and from around the world, really, and we're all on the same quest. I mean, it's so obvious and so evident. So thank you.
I think what you started out with, so beautiful, about the yearning that all of us have.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that divine spark keeps reminding us to look for God within, God without, God everywhere, God in every breath, in every person that we see, in every eye that we behold, in every task, in every challenge that we have. God's in there. The gift of God is in there, everywhere. So that's practicing that presence. And that's who you are, too. A beautiful presence. Thank you for sharing that with us today.
And sometimes we think, you know, we can get lost when we feel that yearning, I think. I do. Yearning and longing, because it's, you know, part of our training too is like not reading here, just being now. But that it's loving that yearning and longing and knowing that it's there for a reason. It's pulling us forward, you know, and to not think there's something wrong with it, you know, that we're yearning, you know, and saying, I want that. And it's sort of understanding Yeshua and saying, and there's more, you know, and he usually said something about TV and whatever, but so I couldn't get it. But when I cut that part off, I go, there's more. That's what it is. It's the ever expanding, widening, deepening circle of the divine, of the one, of the I am presence. So. You want to say one more thing? Yeah.
I'm just playing.
As I find my shovel to dig deep and dig deep, I have to remember I'm getting the desire to put a shovel in other people's hands because they haven't found their shovel yet and they haven't figured out how to dig. So however I can do that to show them that they too can go deeper and that there is more to them than what they're seeing right there.
That's beautiful.
It helps if you know which end of the shovel to use.
Yeah, I was recently visiting with my grandson's family and my great-grandchildren. And this growing concentric circles of love. And just by asking some questions of Rob and talking about this new experience that he didn't know was possible to love so deeply as he has children. So I thought it was really awesome when I saw my oldest son loving his children, but then watching the grandchildren love their children. It's a knockout.
So these are all those moments, right? So if we do move into a sense of I wouldn't, for myself, it's like how do I practice? What practices may I do, consciously to continually remind myself of who I am? And basically, the first one that came up is what you have in your hands there, was wake up in the morning. This is a little poem that came through while I was doing all the prep for this talk. And wake up, kiss the morning with your heart's embrace of the beloved. Start your day that way. I just got to start my day by tuning my instrument. You know how you have to tune a violin, you tune a piano, you tune all kinds of instruments, and if they aren't tuned to be in harmony with each other, there can be cacophony, right? And that so if we tune our instrument, if we dedicate ourselves, with a kind of devotion to your I am presence, our I am presence, the more we're devoted to being that, the more it will appear. Where your attention goes, where your love goes, where your heart goes, the more, and that's why I'm beginning to really sense and know that we can fully embody the I am presence in human form. I'm calling it human capitalized being. And so the rest of that. Kiss the morning with your heart's embrace. I've been waking up every morning going like this. And I kiss the morning with my heart's embrace of the beloved, right? And I love it. My heart just opens immediately. And it says, your most infinite lover, closer, they say, than your jugular vein. Your own infinite, loving, eternal I am presence. Let the truth of your human being resonate within. Fall in love with your wholeness, itchy or smooth. Welcome each day. Loving moments, remembering who you are. I can't think of a better game to play. And let's see, where am I? You know that one, right? You usually do it at least once.
Don't bother numbering the pages.
Oh, okay. So I see these moments, where, there's just one thing I really wanted to mention was the Rupert Spira again. He says that love, beauty, peace, joy, grace, they're not human qualities. They are those moments when the light is shining through. They are those moments when the kiss of who you truly are has kissed your cheek. And so the more we dance in those moments, I'm assuming the more we'll dance in them. And so, along with the thing I just said, kissing the beloved in the morning, it says, I just love calling God the beloved. It just opens something a little bit more in my heart, And it says, I'm shouting out, oh beloved, there you are. Yes, I remember, I know. I think I kind of want that to be my mantra. Throughout the day. That might not be a bad one, actually. So, I think what I'd like to do right now, because I know I'm using way too much time, but I'm sorry, Bill, I'm having too much fun up here. I hope nobody's tired yet, and if you are, you can go if you like. It's all right. Follow your heart. So, we're going to go on a journey, okay? And I'm hoping it's something it's a journey where you can really taste the knowing of yourself as I am presence, okay? And as we move into that, I'm going to read a Rumi poem. I'm assuming most people are familiar with this poet. He's a, Persian poet that writes about, a lot of times about God as the beloved and in very intimate ways. But not Christian or Jew or Muslim nor Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the east or from the west, not out of the ocean or up in the sky, up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements, not at all. I do not exist. I'm not an entity in this world or the next. Did not descend from Adam or Eve or any origin. Did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is the placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body or soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and know. First, last, outer, inner, only that breath, breathing, human being. So we move now into this final part of the morning, into this journey, attuning to the infinite, letting go into the mystery, and rising in love, tuning our instrument, knowing beyond words, seeking to infuse every cell of this human self with infinite knowing. So let's close our eyes now. Yeah, just feel, let yourself notice how your body's feeling. Taking a deep breath, lift your shoulders, and then just kind of settle back down in again. The journey without distance, from self to oneness, for there is no journey. There is only the lifting of the veil of separation. Our being is not separate and alone. There's always the sanctuary of pure being within. And here, I know that I am. I want you to imagine a place in your head, kind of like in the center of your head, about behind your eyes, in the center. I want you to just breathe into that place for just a moment. And just feel as you're breathing into it that everything seems to start getting quieter and quieter. And we're letting the beginning of the outer world dissolve. And just imagine following the music down the slide into your heart, holding that presence in the head and letting it rise and become strong in the heart. the etheric heart of your being, the light resonance. Breathe into that now. Let the quiet deepen. And then just imagining that presence sliding on down and opening in a space a couple inches below your belly button, and just feel the warmth grow there as well, the light. Feel the earth now coming up into your body. So the Mother Earth saying, hello, I'm here for you. I am you. I am of the divine as well. I am the divine. I am that I am as well. And then feeling that light, that presence of the one beautiful light flowing in through your crown and down now into every cell of your body. And in this moment, as you're resting in that space of quiet, in your mind, in your head, in your heart, begin to feel every single cell of your body saying hello to that resonance of light. Almost as if every cell in your body is going, yes, I am that. I am that. And imagine in a sense that there's a line around your body. And all that's inside that line now begins to dissolve and be invisible, only a sparkling light. And now imagine that organ that is the skin, that boundary between your being and the world disappears in your being, and the universe disappears. And for a moment, all that light, the sparkling essence, just like we saw in the song, is who you are without any form. See if you can allow yourself to resonate with that, to feel yourself and know yourself as that infinite beingness, that eternal beingness, the breath that never stops, the one being. Know yourself. Say, I am this. I am. I. Just let that grow as much as you can feel it and sense it in this moment.